All right, we'll start with an opening statement from Coach Jackson after today's win.
Uh, it's good to finally get the monkey off our back. I thought our guys responded, especially, they made a run there in this first half right there before halftime. And then in the second half, they came out and played pretty well the first 5, 10 minutes. But our guys responded, couldn't be more proud of them.
Coach, you got really strong performances tonight, starting with Obina, and you got offense from a lot of places tonight.
Yeah, again, we talked about after the James Madison game, just our mishaps and what did we learn? Because you go through a season and you go through life just in general, and a lot of people look at losses and don't take anything from them. We want to make sure that every loss as well as a win, we learn. So I asked the team after the James Madison game the next morning, what did we learn? Instead of telling them so much what I saw, I said, what did you guys learn? And I went around the room. I went around the room and asked each guy, and they came up with some unbelievable things. And we talked about it again before this game. And I'm proud of the way they responded, and I'm proud of the way they stepped up to the challenge.
Coach, this is a great example of a quote. That's what I'm talking about kind of game. Kind of if you come out from the jump and get at it, and then momentum starts going in your favor, and then all of a sudden you're winning about 13, 14 points. That was a great start to finish game for you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, we talked about getting off to fast starts and then just playing hard but playing smart. You can't have two, three, four possessions. That we talked about. One guy, I think Jake Gibbs said it. What do we learn? He said every possession is important, and he was speaking of himself last game because they went on a 7-0 run with the layup he missed. Right, so we talked about that as a team. Just talked about getting off to a good start, valuing each possession, taking care of the ball, and again we shared it. We 13 assists, six turnovers. So all in all, I'm proud of these guys, man. I know deep down we really needed a road victory. And like Obina said, I'm glad we can scratch that off our list.
You mentioned with JMU just starting games well, you guys go out and get an 11-0 run. How big is that when, in the second half you have that stretch where the lead changes 6 or 7 times?
Yeah, you know what? It's really important. The first half we got into some foul trouble. Nate played 9 minutes. I want to say Obina was in foul trouble. Jalen was in foul trouble. So we had to uh, have some bench guys step up, and Eric played some minutes. One time we had Eric and Cade, two true freshmen on the floor together. And those guys, held it down until those guys can get back in here in the second half. So again, all in all, man, it was a great team win. I know we had some guys' numbers look better than others, but it was a great team win for Marshall.
Points in the paint, second chance, just all of it looks really good with the height they have and the physicality. It felt like you all were winning those battles.
Yeah, you know what? The big kid inside's a load, man. He's 7'2", probably, I don't know, 270. He's a load. And then those other guys, they may be 6'6", 6'7", but they're strong bodies, right? But we talked about playing through guys and just being tough. I thought Nate responded well. Obina, that's probably one of the better games he's had in terms of just finishing. And then we were able to make some shots. We only took 23s and we made 8 of them. So we were 40% from three. We talked about that as well. Last game, we took 23. We had 23 threes at halftime. And again, we want to shoot the three ball, don't get me wrong, but I feel we're better when we're playing inside out, getting our threes from basically kick outs or drives and kicks or in transition.
Just on a positive note, how great was it to come out there? You're always going to see a good fan representation when you go to Coastal Carolina. I'm sure it had to feel real good to see that out there. It was almost like a home game.
Yeah, it was great. Again, I'll put our fans up against anyone in the country. I'll put our fans up. Wise man once told me one time, be thankful, and I'm super grateful. I'm super thankful that I'm at a place where people care. I'm super grateful for that. And they showed up in numbers and they were loud, and our guys really fed off of that. And another thing, I told Steve Cotton on the radio, I've been here. I think this is my 8th season. So I've been coming here, right? And this is a special game for Coach D'Antoni. Obviously, he's a Marshall legend, but he's a South Carolina Myrtle Beach legend, Socastee High School legend. And I remember my first game, our guys won here when I was on staff, and he thanked the guys for getting the win. So shout out to Coach D'Antoni. I know how special this game is to him. And if you're listening, Coach, if you're watching, this one's for you.
Do you get to stay at the beach a little longer? Do you, unfortunately, you have to get everything packed up and head back to Huntington? One would think maybe you can call Christian Spirits and say, "Can we just stay a night?"
No, Jim. We didn't even stay on the beach. It was a business trip. We stayed 5 minutes away from here. But no, we're ready to get out of here. We handle what we need to get handled, and we're ready to get home to our families and spend some time and go to 21 and hang out with our Huntington people.
That's a pretty good second option.
I think it's the first.
Thanks, Coach.